are oppressed. We are exploited. We are downtrodden. We are denied not only...
I want to take this perspective because we were talking about this over in the pre-production meeting, man. And as we were sitting back and doing our thing and just thinking, I was like, yo, man, is this the generations Biggie and Tupac, the death? Now, we've had countless deaths throughout hip hop, throughout music, throughout the time between Biggie and Tupac's death and now. And I don't think there's been more of an impact than Nipsey Hussle right now. And when you look at his resume, first off, in rap, let's just put it there, the minuscule piece that is to his amazing puzzle, that piece, he owned it. Yeah. Which is not something that Biggie could say, Tupac, or a lot of other artists. They can't say they owned it. He owned 100% of his masters. Very, very high standards when you can do that. On top of the numerous businesses that he owned, the entrepreneurship that he was into, and the things that he was doing for his community at 33 years old. Is this death right here equivalent, if not more impactful, than the legendary Biggie and Tupac was in 96 and 7, if I'm not mistaken?
I would say that it's comparable, you know what I'm saying? And in a lot of different, ways, like I was saying in the pre-production, obviously he's older than Tupac, but he did, if you looked at what he accomplished, you talk about the owning his music, him making the 360 now, for the gangs. All you gotta do is go listen to his old music and listen to his newest project, and you can see, well, yo, this dude is on some totally, positive, wave right now, but still kind of keeping, he will be able to go and get those guys, those gangbangs. They'll still listen to it, but they'll hear the message like, oh shit, Nipsey's really kicking, some positive, flow. So yeah, I think that, a lot of people can take this definitely, as an inspiration. Nipsey, I would say, yeah, I don't have a problem with anybody comparing him to Tupac at all. I just don't. I think that if you look at his resume, not only in rap, but outside of rap, when you talk about the businesses, I'm looking right here at Forbes.com's article where they're talking about, what he did on Slauson and starting to buy up, properties right there. Like, you got it, Forbes, like for Forbes to do a piece on you, you're doing some big things. This dude is 33. You know what I mean? Look, we ain't do what he did yet. So, the dude is special. The dude is special. I don't have a problem with anybody doing it. Like I said, I think that you can, in my opinion, you can put him up there, with Tupac, yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, man. It was an interview, not an interview, but a joint that Gilly threw out. I think Nipsey Hussle was 22, and even in his Wild Rider days, you can hear the wisdom. Yeah, You can hear the wisdom in Nipsey's voice, and you can hear just the wealth of knowledge that he had, and it was almost comparable then, even though people may not have saw the vision and saw the blueprint. And now when you start to see his maceration and see where he's came from there, the father, the mogul, the man that he became, it's like, man, yeah, applaud. You came full circle, brother. Salute to you. It's a shame that this had to happen to such an exceptional dude like this. And I think that the comparison will always be there between him, Pac, Big, and everybody. But that's what I was going to say. I think that Nipsey, in respect to him, has created his own lane to where he's Nipsey. And he's Nipsey. And it almost, and it's a shame that we often do this because in death, we don't get to really appreciate what this man did in life. And then get to highlight these things. And I think that's one of the things that we were very excited to talk about to him personally throughout our growth. Somebody that we always talked about was like, oh, yeah, man, we can't wait to get Nipsey on here. He's a real dude. When he went through his drama with the other dude and he was talking, and we were just like, man, he's a real one. And real recognizes real. And that would be a real deep conversation if that happened because of the moguls, because of entrepreneurship, your journey, it would be deep. So I think he's in his lane all of his own, man. And it's a shame that we had to realize this in death. But when you listen, like you said, to his graduation, evolution in music, when you look at his evolution in a man, he's in the lane of his own, man.
Yeah, it's down to the point where I'm mad, man. I'm just mad at this. Like, why? Like, who does this? Like, who takes somebody out like this, man? That's the most cowardice shit, you know what I mean, anybody can do, man. To kill a dude like this. I don't know, man.
And you kill good people. Well, I mean, not to say that killing anybody is justified, but you take out somebody that's doing so much for nothing, just for fucking nothing. It doesn't matter what it was for; it's for nothing, right? Because you stole a child's time with their father. You stole a child's time with their legacy. You stole a man that was far beyond his journey, and you don't often see a lot of people in that culture see to get to 33. And I know that I'm sure that was a blessing even to him to fill 33.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure he didn't even want to get there. I want to read something that Pusha T said real quick.
No doubt.
Because this shit hit home too when he said it on Twitter. We have done Nipsey Hussle wrong. He was sharing his purest self, his vision and traits for his heritage with all of us, empowerment and a sense of community, something that many of us don't have. White supremacy at its finest could not have done something this terrible. It's a harsh reality, man, but it's a terrible, it's real though, man. We got to do better. And I'm not about to turn this into a black on black bash or anything like that. But in 2019, well, you see where we're at as a people, and you see, although it looks like it's a lot of disgusting and negative things going on, like no other, are we in a transition to really turn this shit around and change the paradigm, and change that pendulum and really move it. We got to stop doing shit like this. Yeah,
because we can blame, you know, we can go back and we can blame everything. You can go back to white supremacy. You could blame for the conditions and all that. But until we start making better decisions, you know what I mean? We don't know who that person was right now. We don't know if he was white, if he was black. Most likely he's probably black. You know what I'm saying? But we don't know that right now. But it's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's a crazy situation, you know what I'm saying? Because when people start to do that, though, and they talk about the black on black thing, we know it's a problem, but it's a rather recent phenomenon. Not to go too deep, you know, into that, you know what I mean? Because when you look at a lot of the world wars, you had a lot of whites killing whites as well. So I want to just put that out there for the people who try to play the blame game. The bottom line is, though, we have to stop doing that to each other. We have to pull ourselves up. And Nipsey was a guy that was actually doing that. It wasn't a whole lot of the stupid little rhetoric. He was just doing it through action. And that's what we really need to do. You know what I mean? I don't want to get into that, you know what I mean, either. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Definitely.
I want to get into this real quick.
You know, coming out on Nipsey Hussle right now.
I understand it. I'm not mad at it necessarily because you want a reason. Everyone's just looking for a fucking reason why something terrible like this would happen. And everybody's out here formulating something in their head that they really genuinely don't know. And we can all pick and point out to a lot of different things that we really genuinely can't explain. If presented to us, we can't explain it. But it ultimately came down to someone that was hating on him of his own kind. And that's the disgusting part about it. It was someone, because like we said, this is a neighborhood where Nipsey Hussle found very good comfort. He was in his own neighborhood, his own establishment. There was no imminent threat. Like if there was, let's say, a government or somebody like that were to come up and do something like that, I think he would have seen that a little faster than he did someone that he knew or was comfortable with. That's just my opinion. And on top of the fact that I think that they play a little bit different in 2019, maybe gave him a disease or something, if we were going to talk about conspiracy, all while being respectful, of course, because I think that this was somebody jealous, somebody that was hating on him, somebody that was of our own that destroyed a legacy.
Should Nipsey Hussle have been there? Because a lot of people, you know, are saying, and I've seen even brothers that were close to it kind of even talking about this, that when you get your success and you get your fame, you have to remove yourself from that environment. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times we're seeing now that a lot of rappers, entertainers are being killed or robbed right in their hometowns, you know, where they think that it's the safest at. Should Nipsey have been there and been so vulnerable at that time, in your opinion?
So, you know, it's a catch-22, man, because why take and grind all your life in a place only to leave it and know that the people that was grinding with you are starving and hurting too? And what I mean by that is because, like, you got jealous people, envious people, and things like that. But one story that I was hearing from Nipsey is one of the people or one of the tenants in that development used to hate his people, hate black people in there, even doing business. So he used to take the chairs out so that they couldn't sit there. They get their stuff and leave, their stuff and leave. And something that he took pride in is being able to buy up most of them stores and now having him as a tenant that he has to rent out to. So now he's his boss. That was something that he took pride on. That made me think of you and I, like, okay, that's something that we would do. Yeah, it would be different to go here or go there, but what kind of impact would it make to do it right here in the soil that we walked on? So I kind of understand the perspective, but then I get the fact that you have people that are just going to be hating on you for that fucking reason and that reason only, just because you were successful and they aren't. And they have the one up on you because they know your moves. So it's a catch-22, man.
Well, you know, everybody's talking about, you know, the tweet, you know, before I get to the tweet that Nipsey put out, I would just say this, man. I think that it's good, you know, to go back and help, you know, them and all that. That's what he was doing. I said that he was actually, you know, living amongst these type of people, but you do have to kind of get away, you know what I mean? Take your family out of there and put them in a safe, you know, possible, you know, location, because you got, you know, people who are hungry in this area, you know what I mean, that are gonna, you got stick up kids, you got people who just shoot you, you got people who will just come take it just because this is the way that the society is set up. You got the haves, you got the have-nots, and the have-nots are always looking to hunt down. They're too lazy to go out there and do it themselves, so they'll go and they'll take it from somebody else. So I'm not blaming him, you know what I mean, because anybody can be caught. He was chilling with his kid. The pictures come up, they show him just before he got shot, his daughter, I think that was, you know, beside him. So he's chilling, you know what I mean, shorts and everything. Probably that's the furthest thing from his mind. But I just think with the rash of, you know, Chink Drugs getting killed, you know, Biggie, Pac, now him, and countless other people being killed right in their own, you know, vicinity, their own neighborhoods, that they got to take better precaution 24/7, because you never know, you know what I mean? Obviously it was his store, so people know that obviously he's going in and out of here. You leave yourself open, you know what I mean, in any situation. And it's hard.
Blank City niggas gamble with your life. Hopping out the Lex, I felt like Malcolm X. Marching with the shooters like Martin Luther. 40 cal SK or the fucking Ruger. Don't ever question if I got the heart to shoot you.
When will you be satisfied? We can never be satisfied as long as the Negro is the victim of the unspeakable horror of police.
They say Machine only rap about how he got shot and how he shoot niggas. That's because I got shot.